There's a version of you that exists only in moments when no one is watching, when the notifications stop, when the performance ends, when you're alone with the person you've been avoiding your entire life, yourself. Most people spend decades running from this encounter. They fill every silence with noise, every void with distraction, every question with someone else's answer. But here's what nobody tells you. The person you're running from is the only person who can set you free. This isn't about positivity. This isn't about 7 steps to happiness or morning routines that will change your life. This is about something far more fundamental, learning to stop betraying yourself. Because every time you swallow your truth, every time you perform instead of exist, every time you choose comfort over authenticity, you're not just lying to the world. You're committing a small murder against your own soul. Let's talk about what it actually means to become yourself in a world designed to make you everyone else. Part 1. The cost of borrowed living. You wake up. You check what everyone else is thinking before you think for yourself. You scroll through other people's lives before you live your own. You consume opinions, download perspectives, import values. By the time you get to breakfast, you've already spent an hour being everyone except you. This is the modern condition. We outsource our existence. We let algorithms decide what we should care about. We let corporations decide what we should want. We let social media decide what we should value. And slowly, imperceptibly, we become hollow. We become echoes. We become high-definition copies of low-resolution originals. But here's the trap most people don't see. This borrowed living feels safe. It feels smart. After all, millions of people can't be wrong, right? If everyone's chasing the same markers of success, the same definition of happiness, the same version of the good life, then following the path must be correct. Except it isn't. Because those millions of people are also anxious, exhausted, medicated, and secretly wondering if this is all there is. The question you need to ask isn't, what should I do with my life? The question is, whose life am I actually living? Because if you can't answer that honestly, if you can't trace your desires back to their genuine origin, then you're not making choices. You're executing someone else's programming. Part 2, the illusion of arrival. We've been sold a dangerous lie, that life is a problem to be solved, a destination to reach, a final form to achieve. This is the arrival fallacy, and it's destroying people. Because here's the truth nobody wants to hear. There is no arrival. There is no final form. Life is an ongoing process of becoming, and the moment you stop becoming, you start dying. The paradox is this: the moment you stop trying to arrive, you actually start living. The moment you accept incompleteness, you become whole. The moment you stop chasing happiness, you discover contentment. Part 3. The tyranny of certainty. We worship certainty in this culture. We want guarantees, proven methods, foolproof systems, but certainty is a cage dressed as comfort. The people who actually create remarkable lives don't have more certainty than you. They have more courage to act despite uncertainty. This is the secret that separates those who dream from those who do. They understand that clarity comes from action, not contemplation. You don't think your way into a new life, you act your way into one. You're waiting for permission that will never come. You're waiting for readiness that only arrives through doing. You're waiting for a sign when you are the sign. Part 4. The power of selective ignorance. Here's a skill nobody teaches: the ability to deliberately not know things. The ability to protect your attention like the finite sacred resource it is. We're drowning in information and starving for wisdom. Most information is noise. Most news is irrelevant. And consuming it doesn't make you informed. It makes you exhausted. Your attention is the most valuable resource you possess. Where your attention goes, your life follows. The people who change the world aren't the ones who know everything. They're the ones who know what matters and ignore the rest. Part 5. The rebellion of becoming. There will come a moment when you realize that becoming yourself is an act of rebellion. This rebellion doesn't look like rage. It looks like quiet refusal. It looks like choosing differently when the pressure to conform is overwhelming. You're throwing away the version of you that was built to please others, to fit in, to succeed by metrics that were never yours. This process doesn't feel like growth. It feels like destruction, because in a very real sense, the person you used to be is dying. But if you can endure this death, if you can walk through the fire of transformation without retreating, you'll discover that the person you were afraid of becoming is actually the person you've always been. Part 6. The discipline of subtraction. We have it backwards. We think growth means addition, but true growth is subtraction. It's removing what doesn't belong. It's stripping away the false. Think about a sculptor. They reveal the statue by removing marble. You are the same. The real you is already there, buried under layers of conditioning, expectation, performance, fear. Your job isn't to become someone new. Your job is to remove everything that isn't actually you. Part 7. The practice of becoming. Everything we've discussed means nothing without practice. Here's what that actually looks like. Morning truth. Write 3 pages of uncensored thought before consuming anything from the outside world. The integrity audit. Weekly ask yourself where you betrayed yourself, chose comfort over truth, performed instead of existed. The subtraction protocol. Monthly, remove one thing from your life that no longer serves you. The dialogue practice. When intense emotion strikes, sit with it. Ask it what it's trying to tell you. The creation commitment daily. Create something from nothing. Closing. The choice. You have a choice to make. You can feel inspired for 17 minutes and return to exactly who you were, or you can choose the harder path, to actually practice, to actually become. The question isn't whether you're capable of transformation. You are. The question is whether you're willing to pay the price. Comfort, certainty, approval, the familiar version of yourself. But here's what you get in return. You get to be real. You get to be whole. You get to live a life that's actually yours. The architecture of becoming isn't built overnight. It's built in the daily choice to be real over comfortable, authentic over approved, yourself over everyone else. Your move.